Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. This is the most challenging part of this program, I think, making sure that your voice is being heard, but your guests show up. It is very infuriating. Well, they can hear us.
Weird. How do we fix that?
Can you talk? Say hello.
Hi, everyone. My name is LaRita, and I'm very excited to be talking about romance today.
Can you hear me now as well? Hello? I don't think they can hear me. Maybe they can. Oh, I think I hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me as well. I thought I had all of this sound figured out, but apparently I did not. No, Dara, just guests.
Just guessed.
Ooh! Wait. Okay.
OBS giveth and OBS taketh away. So I had a hard time.
You can hear me. You could hear me then. Soft.
All right, so pump that volume up.
Love when that happens. I'm gonna turn myself up. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, nope, that's not great. Can you hear me now better? Hello. This worked so well last time, everybody. I just want you to know that we had this set up and I didn't change any of the settings. We can hear you. Yay. Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
It's like the chat is the best.
Literally my mom, my dad, and my aunt is who's watching right now.
I love the Feynmans.
It's fantastic.
So we have a really great assortment of guests for you today on the round table. We have Kaitlyn Adams. I'm still soft. I don't know what to do about that. We have...
It's a good thing you went to performing arts school. Now engage that diaphragm and really let it go.
Can you hear me now? I have a glass for this drink. All right. Well, I don't know what to do.
The bottle could be a glass.
The bottle is framboise because I'm a fancy bitch.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's very fitting for Valentine's Day. I like
That's
it.
what I thought. Like a nice Valentine's Day drink. See, I'm in the feeder. Balls. Hold on. Let me try something.
Our drinks are actually complimentary because I'm having a rhubarb cider.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
There we go.
Hello. I can hear me in the feeder. Better.
That's better.
Yay! Better. Is it better loud enough or better still soft? The chat, aka my mother. All right, we're just gonna get started and I'll futz with this as we go. Maybe? Okay, if I talk like this, I don't know what to do. I thought I had all the settings right. It's loud enough, a little tinny echoey. Yes, I can tell that I'm tinny echoey, but I don't know what to do about the tinny echoiness because if I turn it up enough for you to hear me, it gets tinny. I'm going to try one more thing. Hello. Is this better? No, that's worse. Cool.
No, that's worse.
They're both microphone in. Hello. I'm just going to talk like this. I don't know why I'm so tinny. Now echo and feedback. I quit. Help.
It might be because of the monitor that you have on.
Yes. Okay. It's all the same. That works. Great. We're just going to leave it and I'll be a little tinny. Okay. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the romance. Happy Valentine's Day for everyone who hasn't celebrated. As you can see, we have our guests. We have Kaitlyn Adams. We have Tiana Tucker. We have LaRita Hamilton. And you have me, Dara Feynman, your host of Let's Talk Pop. Thanks everyone for bearing with us while we had a few tech issues. But we had a late start too because my apartment flooded and everything got a late start today.
It did not.
It did.
Not realize
Just
that.
the bathroom.
I mean, you're rather composed for someone whose bathroom flooded. I had no idea.
It happens. It's happened before, and it wasn't as bad as last time, is really what I will say. Last time it was like the whole bathroom flooded, and I had to it took hours, and this time it was a 2 minutes, and then it was done. And so I called, but I didn't panic, and it just smells a little funny, so I have the window open, so my bathroom is freezing.
Oh, nice. nice.
So anyway,
That's what the
romance.
chamber
What
pot
a
is
romantic
for.
way to spend Valentine's Day. I can hear that I'm tinny, but I don't know what to do about it. So I'm just going to be a robot. Anyway, we have a slew of really fun questions. I'm opening something really quick. Oh, it opened on the right screen. I want to cry. That was such good news. Okay. Anything that opens on my other monitor, you can see, so I get nervous. So we have a slew of questions that we asked our amazing hosts, guests today, to give us their thoughts on. And I'm really excited, so I hope everyone has their wine ready, because we're going to get a little crazy. We have tomorrow off. Tomorrow, the day after Valentine's Day, no work. Me and my best friends on a chat together about romance.
Oh, love.
So
Love.
our first one is best breakup. So who would like to start telling us about their best breakup?
I'll jump in.
Yes.
I for me, the best breakup ever was the entire movie, The Breakup, with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer
Classic.
Aniston.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's fantastic. It is. So it was from 2006. What I really like about it, now that I'm an adult and I look at buying real estate, I just love the fact that he's like, we've broken up, but we have this prime apartment, and I'm not giving it up. And I think that's real. That is absolutely real. So I am a big fan of that movie, especially since I'm not like a romance. I'm kind of a hater. I'm not a romance fan.
Love.
No.
No, I'm the one who loves love. I knew this.
I'm such a grumpus. So the fact that it's an entire movie around breaking up is very exciting to the hater in me. So yeah.
I love that you're the one who was just recently married too.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're the only one married.
like yes. Love
The
sucks.
only one in an actual marriage currently is the one who's
I know,
and only two out of the four of us are in relationships. I didn't just pick single people.
Yeah.
Because Kaitlyn
I mean,
is very
I'm
cute.
planning on getting married to a wall or a bridge or something.
A wall or a bridge, yeah, or a roller coaster you like a lot.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Wasn't
that
there
really
a
happened.
woman who was in love with the Berlin Wall?
Yeah,
There's
she's
several
right.
women in love with the Berlin Wall, I think.
Wow.
All right, I have a list, and I moved rooms, and I know it's somewhere, so I'm just going to get up and find
Okay.
that, but I'm listening.
So while you do that, Kaitlyn, why don't you tell us your favorite breakup movie?
Oh, I
Or
put
TV
top three
show.
for all of them, which is a little.
That's great.
I thought-
The list I got from Kaitlyn was ridiculous.
I misunderstood the assignment. I thought we were all supposed to give our top threes of everything. So whoops.
I did too.
I am in love with the Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Karen. You're not wrong.
All right. So my number three breakup is Parent Trap, when he breaks up with Meredith
Yes.
in front of his girls, and she's like, "You have to choose now, me or them," and he's just like, "Them," and she loses
picked
her
a
mind.
bad
It's very
image.
romantic because Dennis Quaid chooses his girls, which is the right choice.
It is the right choice.
And my
Aw.
second- Oh, go ahead.
I just love Meredith's face in it. She's like so sure she's gonna get picked.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if I looked like her, I'd probably be sure too, but
I feel like
Yeah.
daring someone to do a breakup with that person who's like, it's me or them, is the same kind of person that goes on to Am I the Asshole on Reddit
Yeah.
to be like, am I an asshole for trying to make my boyfriend choose between me and his kids? And everyone's like,
And everyone's
yes,
like,
you're
yes.
a flaming asshole.
To be
You
fair
are
though,
the
he had
asshole.
already broken up with one of his kids for like 12 years. So she was probably banking on the idea that he might do it again.
There's precedent.
Like, I'm going to break up with you. It's fine. He broke up with his kids.
Yeah,
That's such a dark way of putting it.
He did. It's a dark movie.
It's dark. Such a wild premise.
It's
my second favorite breakup are the ones in You've Got Mail where they break up with their current partners, and it's just like super chill. Like it seems like both their partners have like somebody else they're kind of interested in, and it's just very like adult and amicable and like well done.
Sometimes you just gotta love someone else,
right? And then my number one is That Thing You Do when Faye breaks up with Jimmy after he like freaks out about her.
Oh my god!
Like somebody saying that they were engaged. That little speech, the like, shame on me for kissing you with like my eyes closed so tight. It's a really good breakup speech.
It is. Oh my gosh! I didn't even do the breakups. Like I didn't know which things the pictures were for. So of course I didn't even put a Jimmy picture in.
Oh, we just need to look at Liv Tyler. That's fine.
Yeah. Honestly, that movie just makes me think of Devin because of "Got Any Threes," which is like her favorite stupid thing she says on a regular basis. Go fish. Guess Lenny is going fishing. Why do I have that memorized? Because that's Devin's quote. I associate.
It's a good movie.
These are really good options. So we have the breakup for best breakup, which feels obvious but good. Feels a little on the nose, LaRita.
It was very on the nose, but I was like, I was just like, I can't really. I mean, I thought about doing the breakup from Reality Bites, but I was like, I'm not going to be the old lady on the show. I mean, to be fair, one of the movies I referenced today is from 1987. Were y'all alive?
No.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I am doing a deep
I'm the oldest one
dive.
of the non-U's.
Yeah. So
of the three of us who've been like of my group of friends growing up.
Yeah. So all of my movies are like very old. So
well, I have one that is from when I was a kid. It's not 87, and it's a TV movie for the breakup. It's not my favorite breakup, but it's one that I saw so many times from the movie Au Pair. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, where she is an au pair and she is in Paris and she like runs into her fiance who is dating another woman, and she's like, "What are you doing? You're engaged to me." And he's like, she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't speak English, and she's just like, "Fiance. It's a French word, asshole." And I was a kid, and I was like, "Fiance, right, for sure."
I
Got
have
it,
no
French.
going on.
I saw it so many times, and then it like turns into that like Rube Goldberg machine that ends up with the girl or him getting set on fire. Mm-hmm. It's memorable. It's a good one.
Yeah, my dad has Casablanca in the chat.
No one.
Yeah, it was like a movie or something.
I remember Au Pair.
Oh, is the woman in it who plays the other woman also the woman who plays the other woman in It Takes Two?
Oh, that's possible.
Hi, Chad. The current topic is we're still on number one. There were some tech issues, so we are on best breakup. So if you have a movie that has the best breakup, you let us know. We're about to move on to our second topic. I'm doing a really good job. Best weird gift to a lover. Did anybody include this in their lists?
I couldn't think of
best gifts. A couple that are weird, but
you don't know if they're weird. Okay, who wants to go first for best weird gift to a lover?
The only one I could come up with was not knocking down the community center in Coney Island in 2 weeks' notice.
Oh, that's pretty good gift. That is a weird gift.
About that movie last night.
What did I watch this? I watched Karina this morning.
Really?
Oh,
with Ray Liotta and Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
Because that is. That definitely has to be in one of the other categories, right?
I don't know. I don't know if it belongs in any of the like.
Odd pairings?
Oh yeah, that's a really odd pairing. That's the one. Odd pairing. Just the weirdest. It was. I've never thought that I would think Ray Liotta was hot, and then he like puts on glasses and is a good dad and like plays piano and has feelings, and I'm like, okay. I'm in,
Honestly,
Ray
put on
Liotta.
glasses
I'm
and
in.
is a good dad is like, it's better than a beard.
Better than a beard. I was like,
That
oh,
is
you're a
the
good
gospel
dad?
truth.
All right. Okay, Ray Liotta, put on them glasses.
Absolutely.
Be really cute with Whoopi Goldberg. Like, where did that chemistry come from? Because there's good chemistry in that movie.
I mean,
shocking.
know, yeah, that was.
What else did I watched Win a Date with Tad Hamilton because of Kaitlyn today too.
I will go on a rant when we get to that point.
Wait. The best breakup is
so much, even though I hate the ending so much. But we will talk about this later.
I'll
do my 3 gifts.
Chad in the chat said the best breakup is Jaws. When Brody shoots the scuba tank and basically ends Jaws' pursuit and finally denies him all this after having pursued the shark the whole time. Oh, it is a romance. I think it was a female shark. How do you know? How is the biology of a shark work? He thinks it was a female shark in the chat, which possibly.
That makes it romantic. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this movie.
I know, Jaws. I mean, I feel like it's a movie for the ages. I think you're going to be really surprised about what it's actually about.
And this new lens is like rocking my world.
Yeah, you know, rock my world. Rock me Amadeus. Okay. We're talking about weird gifts. Who else has a weird gift they want to talk about?
I can go.
Yeah, that's true. A male shark can still love Brody.
That is true.
Yeah. My number 3 is. Are you on Dara? Okay, no, now it's back to me. Pride and Prejudice, when Mr. Darcy goes and pays for Wickham to marry Kitty. It's a very good gift and weird. I
was surprised by the lack of old school answers when you sent me your list. I was waiting for some Rebecca. I was waiting for some Pride and Prejudice.
I thought about it, but I didn't know how to fit it in. I'm like, what's the best homoeroticism with a ghost? It's Mrs. Danvers and Rebecca, but that's not a category.
What's the best You should have said that.
I think it is now.
There's a weird amount of that, the movie Ghost, where now that really should have been a category. What's the best homoeroticism with a ghost? That scene
Alan
from
Rickman.
Scary Mommy, where Scary Mommy.
Oh,
Scary
that's true.
Movie,
yeah.
Where they fuck the ghost, yeah.
Oh, that one where Mark Ruffalo's dead.
Oh,
is that
yeah,
one? No, he's alive. And she's
Reese
dead.
Witherspoon.
Just like Heaven.
Just like Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the right group for this show. So those are our weird gifts. Did anyone have any other weird gifts they wanted to talk through?
I can do my 2 and 1.
Oh yes, please do your 2 and 1, Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn has a lot.
The second was the campaign pin from Parks and Rec, where he gives her that to tell her she should do it. Run for city council. Very sweet. And then number 1 weird gift is the library in Beauty and the Beast, because it's all I've ever dreamed about in my entire life.
Just the entire library.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like buildings and rooms are the only gifts I could think of, and that's perfect in it. Because doesn't Harrison Ford buy a building for Sabrina in Sabrina?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
That is buys her a full apartment thing in France. Yeah.
No, but before that, when they're on that little island, and she's like, there are poor people everywhere. And he's like, I definitely care about poor people. That's the building that I bought for poor people. Yeah.
Fully buys it for her. To actually do good with it.
Yeah.
The gift of the library though later contributes to the breakdown of Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter's relationship. So.
Wait, what? Go back. Rewind.
BoJack?
And BoJack Horseman. Diane says that she would love to have that library, and Mr. Peanut Butter does it, and then she gets mad and is like, this is not what I wanted. She's like, I wanted the idea of the library. I didn't want the actual library. But I remember being Mr. Peanut Butter is a dum-dum, but I felt so bad for him. What do you want, Diane? What do you want?
Oh, I haven't watched BoJack yet.
Oops. Well, don't worry. It's like deep in there. It's not the end. So.
No. I mean, it's my fault. Like, there's a 2-month rule, right? Like, it's been out.
It's not the rule. I don't have enough friends to have to do this rule. So.
Like, spoilers are fine if you're the one who didn't, like, if you didn't watch it in a reasonable amount of time, like, that's on you. And also, this is an episode where we're talking about love in movies and television, so we have to expect. I hope people know spoilers, because, like, duh. That's a good breakup. The chat is Karen is about that. So great. Okay, I had a lot of good things in this list. Oh yes, best musical scene in a non-musical. This was a Kaitlyn add-on.
And Kaitlyn, I'm assuming you have like a top 3, top 4, top 5.
Like, let's see. Yeah. Kaitlyn, why don't you start?
Okay. My number 3 is the Cameron Diaz karaoke in my best friend's wedding. It's like where you're finally like, oh, he actually like loves her when he watches her sing bad karaoke. My number 2 is Patrick to David in Schitt's Creek.
I did the other scene because I like it better. The dance scene.
And David reciprocating. Yeah. Really good.
I have to say though, like, one of my shining days was making you start Schitt's Creek at season 3.
Smart.
Making you start.
We were in Vegas and we were really high and we just watched Schitt's Creek all day.
Yeah. And then we saw Magic Mike, the live show that night, and ate a really expensive steak.
It was awesome.
But like the whole day there was a point where I was like, I can't open I was like watching with my eyes closed, and she's like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm watching with my ears. It was a lot, but luckily I'd already seen Schitt's Creek to know that we had to start on season 3 because I needed to have Patrick in the show if we were going to watch in Vegas.
It's a good move. I usually am like, just skip season 1, but starting on season 3 is the way to get people into it.
Yeah, like, listen, you have to watch it all. But, like, season 3 is where that show really hits.
Yeah.
Like, without Patrick, the show is fine. But with Patrick, the show is perfect.
Really? I had the exact opposite conversation with someone about Patrick. And they were just kind of like, eh. I mean, I was into it, but it to me it did feel a little cheesy, but I was still into it. I want the
cheese.
I know. I mean, I also
very important.
I feel like low-key embarrassment
there's going to be arguments.
When they start
we have a Schitt's Creek show.
Yeah, like I started with season 1.
The 2 people
and, like,
who host the Schitt's Creek show are going off on me in the chat about starting on season 3. Listen, I agree. The whole show is good, but if you're high in Vegas, sorry, Mom and Dad, if you're high in Vegas and you are starting a show with someone, season 3 is the one, like a queer show with like queer people like being queer, and that was like kind of a focus of the show reason we were watching. You want to have Patrick and David.
I thought their relationship was delightful, but just someone said something about Patrick that I was like, you know what, I can definitely see that, and I can see why you think that way, but I'm like, I kind of was into their cheesy love in an uncomfortable way, because like I told you, like I don't like romance. It's just not my thing. So
I do have to keep that in my mind when you say these horrible things.
I'm like, down with love, boo.
Truly hot take.
Actually, you saying that brings me to one of my musical numbers.
Oh yes,
which is Down with Love, from Down with Love.
Oh, I didn't include that. Poop on a stick.
Yeah.
But that's great.
It's just a Judy Garland lookalike singing a song that has been stuck in my head for more than 10 years. And also Cheers to Love, which is the second song in that movie, is also delightful.
Yeah, and Ewan McGregor singing.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just going to watch it because of the title. I'm like, Down with Love, I'm in. And then,
it's so good.
I think you would like it a lot.
I'm like, I'm in it. I like it.
Wait, what was your top one?
Heath Ledger and 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
Doing with the band.
Wait, hold on. I have to find the images.
It's just a classic.
But there's so many images.
I'm just honored I got to watch it as an elementary school kid, so it has been inside me for most of my life.
Yes.
It took me a long time to watch that, because like when you teach high school English, whenever there's like a modernization of something, people are like, you know what you should do? You should teach this movie in your class. And they act like they're the first person who ever thought of it. And I'm just like, no, I'm not interested.
Is that like rapping Shakespeare?
Yeah. Or people are like, you should watch Oh Brother, We're Out There and read the Odyssey. And it's like, really? Should I? I'm just like, no, thank you. I'm not doing it now.
is pitching a show about the compare and contrast between Schitt's Creek and Arrested Development, which I think would be very fun. So we'll have to see if somebody wants to take on that burden and responsibility and joy of doing that. Because then you have to watch the last seasons of Arrested Development, which I just never couldn't get into.
The one that came out years later.
The Netflix seasons.
I never watched it, so that face was based on everyone else's reactions. I'm going to turn on another light.
I love Tiana just sitting in the dark.
Well, it was really bright before. I'm sitting in front of a window, but
to the window,
it's gone.
To the wall. Sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry. You all know who
there
I am.
Will be... No, not to this wall.
Not on my walls, no.
Not on this wall.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Pops.
Hello, sweet boy.
Well, my best musical moment in a non-musical was the scene from Their Eyes Were Watching God with Michael Ealy and Halle Berry when they were down in the muck and they were at kind of like a juke joint, basically, or people were having a party and they engage in this very sensual dance, like just surrounded by their community. And in between dancing, they're like eating and just enjoying food, like eating, dancing, and kissing. And there are no lyrics to the music. It's just people are just kind of like humming along. I think it kind of buys into Zora Neale Hurston's like ideas that like people in these rural areas are more in tune with nature and themselves and like the natural state of man. But it's a hot scene, and Michael Ealy is a little super hot. So
Michael Ealy.
Yeah, I am into it.
Young Michael Ealy. This is such a hot. Ugh. I can't even say words thinking about this.
I feel like when you're watching the scene, like you can feel the humidity and the heat from this Florida, from the Florida swamp, and then add to that like the music that they're listening to and just the dancing. It's a great moment.
Even this image is hot. Also, hi Ashley. We have some new viewers that I know. Oh, hello. Yes, that is so fun and hot. Yes. Anyone else have any good non-musical musical numbers?
I don't know if this is a musical number, but I've always found the all by myself singing in Bridget Jones's Diary very endearing.
Bridget Jones's Diary it's everything.
I think it's a perfect drunk, sorry for yourself singing scene. And sometimes I think about it when I'm drunk and feeling sorry for myself.
It just made me think of the Benny and the Jets scene in 27 Dresses too.
Oh, that's also on my list, but I don't think it's top.
It's not better than the Bridget Jones's Diary one. Oh, but yeah. I mean, we could also talk about. I'm actually really surprised that nobody had 500 Days of Summer in there.
I've never seen 500 Days of Summer.
There's like a huge dance break in the middle of 500 Days of Summer, like a choreographed dance scene in the middle of a non-dance movie.
Like 13 going on 30.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. See, what happens is we think about it and then we just never can remember when we have to until we're on the show talking about it, which is why it's fun.
I think Kaitlyn said earlier, like when you're, in pre-show that like you're struggling to remember every movie that you watched or, everything that you've consumed. I'm not a movie watcher by nature, so this was very difficult for me because I don't watch a lot of movies.
But TV, books, we're pop culture in general, comic books. I left it open. Let's move into the next amazing question, which was best kiss / sex. And I want to start this with Kaitlyn again because Kaitlyn, being amazing, did both. There's 6.
Some movies have better kisses than sex and vice versa.
You're not wrong. So let's talk about the best part of this show, which is going to be the best kisses or sex scenes. Kaitlyn, why don't you start?
All right. So my top 3 for kisses. Hold on, I got to open this up. Number 3 is Sports Night, and I hate to include Aaron Sorkin on anything, but when Casey and Dana in Sports Night,
I don't know if these are the right characters because I don't actually watch Sports Night, so I just grabbed what looked like a romantic moment.
Oh, it's Peter Krause and Felicity Huffman.
Nope, that is not who I pulled.
That's totally fine. But
different characters on Sports Night.
The song "It's in His Kiss" starts playing, and it's very, very well done. My number 2 is Another Knight's Tale when they're making out after he like. Oh wait, I haven't mentioned The Other Knight's Tale yet, so don't worry about that.
That is also one of mine because Heath Ledger kisses like nobody's business. He like grabs the back of the head. He gets leverage. It's really important.
Yeah, the hand placement is like correct.
It's memorable.
Yes.
And no one in real life has ever lived up to it.
No. I think kissing in movies is such a, like, and sex in movies is such a specific thing that is never going to be real and has ruined all of us.
All of us.
My number 1 for kissing was While You Were Sleeping when he shows up at the toll booth.
Yes.
And so he finally leans in and kisses her, and she has like the ring on the wrong finger, and it's just like very sexy.
Because he was leaning.
Yeah.
So it's also we're like very aligned on our best kisses, Kaitlyn.
Yes. If you haven't watched While You Were Sleeping, please do. It's one of my absolute favorites.
I also put that down as one of my favorite breakups, and I didn't talk about that, but when they're about to get married, and she's like, "I'm in love with your son," and they're like, "The one you're marrying," and she's like,
"The other one."
Oh my.
So, Pam, did you have kisses, or were yours also just basically sex? Howard
just
the Duck.
Sex.
It is.
I had no
really
kisses.
Kiss.
I like went straight to just like.
Yeah, I think we all kind of jumped to sex. I mean, I immediately had the kiss scene from, and I didn't grab a picture, which was of the Fleabag Neil scene, which I think is maybe the hottest thing on TV in a long time. Where she's like giving up all of her feelings and he says Neil and you're just like, okay. Shit.
And then God is like,
this scene
whoa.
18 times. Amazon knows what happened. I love when you're like, oh God, whoever is like tracking our watches on Netflix to seeing us like rewatch kisses and you're like, oh, this is a moment in my life.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel really bad for the people who have to deal with that. So I know the chat wants this. So like
Howard the Duck.
Yeah, Howard the Duck. So Kaitlyn had Outlander, obviously, in the best sex scenes. But you had a specific Outlander moment, which is also my favorite. So we are on the same page.
Oh, I'm excited because I had it on the list and then I took it off.
Oh, it's the one where
I got a GIF, y'all. So
yeah, it's the one where she has like the knife to his throat and she's like riding him and she's like, if you ever like touch me again like that or whatever, I will slit your throat.
Yeah, that was pretty hot. That was like the best. Also, this GIF is ridiculous. Let's put an image instead of just.
I read the Outlander. I started reading Outlander when I was in grad school, and I was desperate for an escape from my final paper, and I almost stopped reading the series after Jamie beat her. Which precedes this scene. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can keep reading this book. But I went and read all of them. I think there's like 7 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot. I've read 4
books.
of them before. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I've read all of them, and I'm going to start reading the Sir John journeys as well because there's books about him. The scene that I chose from Outlander was episode 1, where Frank goes down on Claire.
Yeah.
Hey.
I've never seen that like on TV, and like there is. And I feel like there's something for everyone with the sex in Outlander.
Yeah, and now you see men going down on women all the time in TV.
Yeah,
Outlander really paved the way. Also, Karen has a best sex scene, the threesome in Hannibal. Holy shit! Yes, I forgot about that, and I don't know how I forgot about that.
Did they actually show Junior going down on his girlfriend in The Sopranos? Because that's the earliest going down on someone I remember.
I don't know.
It's not sexy. Junior is an old man, but.
Dear God, I hope they didn't, but they probably did because it's HBO.
Someone's into that.
There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving this image of the two of them in Outlander up for a while.
Yeah, Outlander. I remember
You're
a couple
welcome.
of like Christmases ago. I was up with my mom and my brother, and there's this scene where Brianna and Roger have sex. It was the longest sex scene I've ever seen on TV. And I'm like talking to my mom, and I turn around, I'm like, yo, they're still having sex. And then we turn around and we start talking more. And my mom was like, you are really invested in this, aren't you? And I'm like, yes, because they're still going. It was like a quarter of the episode.
Good for them.
Which episode is this?
Again,
is this
like,
season?
yes,
I haven't watched
my mother's correct. Yet. I was still watching, but it was very long. It was very long.
I refused to watch this show with my parents when I was down in Florida because they were like, we're going to watch Outlander. And I'm like, I'm going to go in the other room. Like, I love you. And we'll share, like, I'll talk like this in front of them, no big deal. But I was like sitting next to you and I'd already seen it. And so like they were watching it for the first time. And I was like, I know what's going to happen. And I just don't think I need to sit next to you during that. Yeah. You all can enjoy watching. And I know that you're watching what is very much like a softcore porn. That's what it is. I mean, it's great. Peter Krause apparently does go down on What's Her Face, which that's helpful because I don't know either. In 6 Feet Under. Thank you, Peter Krause.
Thank you.
I will watch anything Peter. He's in.
I know.
That's right. Let's normalize it. Like,
yeah, like men satisfying women is amazing. Okay. There was another sex scene, and I had a really fun image that I got to pull for this from you, Kaitlyn. From your favorite show where you have 4th of July parties for this.
Oh yeah. When Matthew and Carrie are 69ing and the Americans, Paige walks in on them. I just have never really seen that on any TV show that I've watched. Just so specific, and I will never stop thinking about it.
I
get this text that's just like 69ing in the Americans, and I'm like, great, I'm glad that I'm Googling this on my work computer.
It's just... I know.
Oh man.
So Kaitlyn has a very famous in my opinion, as a 4th of July party every year, which is the Americans, like a celebration of the Americans.
Uh-huh.
Which I think is just the Carrie Russell was robbed party.
Yeah, we put it on, we write Carrie Russell was robbed on cake and serve it. Posters.
I've always wanted to go. One day I'm going to fly to LA just to be at your Americans party.
It sounds like the right way to celebrate.
Yeah.
I think so. Please, is that one of the posters? Please tell me that's one of the posters.
Oh my God, is it?
It should be. I think that needs to be an oil painting. That belongs above a fireplace.
It also just makes me so attracted to Matthew Reese, which like
I know.
Who would have known?
Also, what makes me attracted to Matthew Reese is in the Pride and Prejudice murder mystery miniseries. Remember that?
Oh God, I forgot
Death Comes to
about
Pemberley. He plays Mr. Darcy.
Mm-hmm.
He is just Dad Darcy. It's very, very cute.
I just got really distracted by the quilt in the background. That is a nice quilt.
They're very American.
It is.
In the Americans. Okay, I'm going to take his butt off the screen now. Did we get all the sex scenes? No. Ham, you had a sex scene.
No. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to picture it.
Ham,
I'm taking you back to 1994 and Jason's Lyric with Alan Payne and Jada Pinkett. And there is a scene where he takes her out on a rowboat. They're out in the swamp again. I don't know, something about being in the South and being outside with the heat that just, I don't know. And this scene is amazing. And as a matter of fact, in trying to find it, I kept finding it on porn sites. This particular scene from Jason's Lyric, but you don't see a lot of Jada's body, but you see every inch. Well, okay, not every inch, but a lot of the inches of Alan Payne. Like it is so sensual. It's very romantic. And I think that, in 1994, when it came out, it was definitely like a celebration of Black love that we needed to see on the big screen. Sadly, I cannot find this the entire film anywhere. It's not like on Hulu, on Amazon Prime. They're like not available in your region. So yeah, so I have to like track it down. But Alan Payne
on Black History Month, honestly.
I know. Oh, I'm gonna write them a sternly worded letter. But Alan Payne's phenomenal in this film. So is Bokeem Woodbine. It's such a good film. And this, like, what you don't see is like you see the Spanish moss hanging from the trees. You hear like the crickets. It's like this golden, like they're glowing. It is a fantastic scene. So yeah, Jason's lyric from 1994, best sex scene. And I was 14, so it came out right at that time where, you know, I needed material.
Formative, yeah.
Oh my god. Chad, I don't know if I can get past sex directly on plants. There's a lot of bugs. That's how I feel about sex in the water. Yeah. Like whenever I watch like people have sex in like a pool or a jacuzzi, like you know what sex scene I did not include and I really regret it is the sex scene in oh God, what is this movie I'm thinking of where it's like a 45-minute sex scene in the pool for no reason?
Oh no. Oh,
it's completely gone. It's completely gone.
Not Wild Things.
No, it's like
I'm just revealing too much about my.
No, that's what I thought of too, but that's not a sex scene, right?
They like make out we talked about it in one of the shows, and it's just. Chat, help me out. What is this like a movie where they have like a prolonged pool? Like, oh my God, it's the Whip It. It's Whip It, the movie Whip It.
Oh yeah, that
the roller
underwater
derby movie.
romp.
In Whip It, there's like an extended sex scene in a pool, and that just feels uncomfortable.
I think it's because they were trying to prove so hard. Like, see, she's straight.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And it's
they're
like
all straight in this roller derby movie.
Yeah, like I feel like they did Elliot Page wrong. Like Elliot, and then who played his friend? The other
Landon Pig. Oh, you mean Elliot? That's the love interest. Shawkat.
Yes, they belonged together in that film, and I was like, they really tried to make it be like
straight.
Nope. Yeah, super super straight.
Yeah, it feels
that was a disappointment.
It feels like a yeast infection.
Oh yes.
Like whenever I watch sex in like a pool or like a thing, it's just like you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, it also feels like chafing.
Yeah, what's that feeling? It's micro tears. That's what it is. Like you don't
That's chlorine all the way up, yeah.
All the way up.
Yeah.
Just like really uncomfortable sexual moments. Jennifer's Body had like a good like pool sex scene. My favorite sex scene, and I don't have a picture of this, of any movie that came out in that time where I was like very much looking for material, I guess, is Atonement.
Oh yeah.
In the library with James McAvoy, who yes.
Do you like James McAvoy, Dara?
And you
is
don't
that someone that you like?
Shut up. And you but you don't see anything, which is also what I like. It's like very artistic. You don't see anything, but you know what's happening.
You just see satin.
You just see like
shimmering,
cool shots and indications and whatever. It's great.
And a shocked child.
And a shocked child who tells lies. The movie is very upsetting. It's not a movie to watch for the sex scene, but also you should watch it for the sex scene.
You know, if you're creative enough, you can watch anything for it. And I feel like if you watch films at a certain age, like you're always looking for those materials and inspiration. So, you know, from about birth to death, you know, between that age range, you're looking for inspiration. So
between birth and death.
Always born like a slow burn, but I like
the early stuff, mother. I need the sex scenes.
I need the sex scenes. Yes. Like, you're like SpongeBob wet pants.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Pam, I feel like every time I get to know you a little bit more, and I like it. I like it a lot. SpongeBob wet pants. That's actually the shirt from today's show. My favorite thing is to figure out what the line for the merch is for every episode of anything that I'm on in the Twitch, and I think SpongeBob Wet Pants might be the one.
I hate it every time you say it.
It's awful. It makes me extremely uncomfortable. Thanks, Mom, for that gift.
I'm so sorry.
So did we get all the sex scenes? Have we covered sexes and kisses?
I mean, yeah. So one more the scene from Indecent Proposal in the kitchen, when his underwear are on the stove and she says, your pants are on fire, and he's like, you have no idea. It's a lovely scene, but just like that joke with the underpants, like just like puts it over the top. Like it adds that little bit of like awkwardness that you want to a sex scene, because you later find out like, oh, it's not like sex is not perfectly choreographed.
You like it when it looks like it's fun, like when they have a good time, when there's laughing. I like a sex scene with some laughing in it.
Yeah.
Bridgerton does have some long sex scenes. They're not the best, but he does give her a lot of pleasure in them, so that like learned from the Outlander lesson. I feel like I also forgot to include it just went away. It was in my brain and it just went away. Oh, Out of Sight with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez. Very good sex scenes. Very artistic sex scenes. Sex scenes that we studied in film school. but good.
Bridgerton, just briefly, everyone is super into the Duke. Is that him? Mm-hmm. The one who's giving all the pleasure.
Yeah.
I feel that Mr. Duke needs some pandemic time. Like he needs time where he's like, I cannot reach my barber. Like I cannot be trimmed up so prettily. Like the boy needs like.
Well, we'll see. He's hosting SNL
so
this week.
CW right now,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's hosting SNL this week, so maybe we'll get some stubble. But he doesn't ever have stubble because he was also in that Tessa Thompson movie that just came out as like a side character.
Oh
really?
We do need to watch that.
He plays like the friend. He's not I thought he was going to be like the main hot guy, but they have a different main hot guy.
Two hot guys.
Two hot guys. I mean,
for me.
Worth watching. And Tessa Thompson, who's like one of the hottest women alive. So
I once saw her in person and she is this big.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is so wild, like seeing her next to Janelle Monáe, and like Janelle Monáe looks tiny. Tiny people making each other look tinier. Oops.
Wow, Kaitlyn.
All right.
Yeah, this very serious show we have. So our next, we're nearing 6. I know we started a little late, so hopefully people can stay on, and if they have to jump, that's fine. But most unexpected pairings.
There's a show called Green Wing that no one else has watched. It's a medical comedy set in England where absolutely no medical procedures are done.
I've seen it.
And like they like just I think you see them operating on people sometimes, and the whole time they're just making jokes, and you're like, that person is dead.
That person is dead.
They set up just dead. They set up the main character Tamsin Gregg to like end up with Julian Reintut, who's this like charming, very charming ginger, and then at the end they like get her together with the huge asshole. In the end, they like are the ones who end up together, and it's the most unexpected thing I've seen in a television show. And I've picked those two. I forget his name. Guy. He's Swiss. He's not Swiss, but they're together.
Great.
If anyone else has seen Green Wings?
Yeah.
Put it in the chat. It was unexpected.
After today, mine is Karina Karina because Ray Liotta and Whoopi Goldberg. But it works.
It works really well.
I think it's because of the weirdness in her real life of Whoopi and Ted Danson. They were like, Whoopi can make it work with anyone.
That was that's a weird pairing. But Whoopi is just one of those people where you can
Whoopi
kind of imagine her with everyone.
Like paired with men who have incredibly strong bones. just so much bones.
So much bones.
Correct.
That might be the shirt.
Yeah. But like, it's really hard to find a movie inside of this category that has an unexpected couple. Because
I mean, other than like Harold and Maude.
Unexpected. Harold and Maude. And
feels
like,
too obvious.
Oh, Keira Knightley and Chiwetel Ejiofor in Love Actually was weird because she was a child. So every time I saw that, I was just like, oh no, that's a baby you adopted. That's a teenager you're raising.
Like you're a full, huge amount older than she is. Yeah, this is
it's
a
so
hard
mean
one.
to do that to actresses where they're like 18 and they're playing like an adult woman, and then for the rest of their career you're like, oh, you're still aging? I thought you were done. You played a grown woman when you were 18. Why are you still growing?
You were playing someone 30 when you were 18, so now we're and no, we're not only thinking physically, emotionally, character-wise.
Like Jennifer Lawrence, she did that too. They were like, you play Joy.
Yeah, you can play a 45-year-old woman and you're 22.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've heard some people say the same thing about Malcolm and Marie with
Zendaya.
that, you know, they're like, well, she's
John David.
Washington.
Yeah, like he's in his like mid 30s and she's you know, playing like a 19-20-year-old on another show. And then I think they said something like briefly like when you know, something about you were 20 when I met you, and it's like, well, you can pretend, but also like
she primarily plays high schoolers still.
Yeah.
Ooh, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan and You've Got Mail because he gaslights her. Not wrong.
Oh
yeah.
Not wrong.
That could also be an unexpected. Well, did we get to that one yet? The Jesters? No, we didn't.
No, that's the last one. Do we want to move on to the Jesters?
Sorry.
How does everybody feel? Ready for the last list number?
I'm ready.
Our last category for the day, and just a reminder of the categories we've talked on so far. Best breakup, best weird or just good gift to a lover, best musical scene in a non-musical, best kiss or sex, but really just best sex, most unexpected pairings, and now we are on best wild, unpractical romantic gestures. This is an option that came up because of Ashley Atkinson.
8.
Yeah, so it was best weird romantic gestures, like the most wild or like just out of control romantic gestures in a movie. And y'all got real into this one.
I have so many.
Same.
All right, let's do it. Let's jump in.
Okay, I think the biggest one is Timothy Dalton changes his country from being a dictatorship to a democracy in Beautician and the Beast. What a wild gesture. He shaves his mustache and becomes a president.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Do we all remember Beautician and the Beast? The Fran Drescher.
I have seen it, but it was so long ago. But that's true.
Wow.
I just thought I'd start with a popular one. The one that we all wrote down.
He just is like, I'm going to change the entirety of my country for you.
He does. And then everyone's good, and it's fine.
Wow. My mind is like, I'm mind blown.
I love a love story that's also propaganda.
If it doesn't have
And that's
propaganda,
the shirt.
I don't
That's
want
the
it.
shirt.
Did I learn anything? No.
I love a love story that's also propaganda. It's so many of them. It's like,
I also really like in Shameless when Mickey comes out in the middle of a room full of homophobes and his father, who's the biggest one, and then starts a big fight.
Yep.
Big gesture.
Yeah.
Not as big as democracy.
I'm really stuck on the propaganda because I watched the First Daughter the other day.
Wait,
Really?
is First Daughter the one with
Katie Holmes? Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is there also one with Mandy Moore?
Yeah, but
Yes.
that one's different. That one's like something Liberty, Chasing Liberty.
Chasing Liberty.
And it has Matthew,
Good, right?
The guy from Leap Year in it.
Matthew Good.
Yeah, there we go. Matthew Good is in it. That's a good one.
And the romantic
First
propaganda,
Daughter,
that makes me want to go watch Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Oh my God. That came up on none of the lists that I was looking. I was just looking up like rom-com. No one talked about Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Oh yeah, that needs a revisit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I just want to say that
Luna,
First Daughter, the romantic lead in that
So
is
little.
Riley from Buffy.
What?
The romantic lead in First Daughter with Katie Holmes is Riley from Buffy.
Oh.
There you go. He's been in one other thing than Buffy.
There's also like a Meg Cabot book that's about someone dating.
Yes,
like
I think
a president's
that's also
child,
called
right?
First Daughter or something. Which All American Girl. Yeah.
God, we want a monarchy here, don't we? We want
really
to date
do.
a prince.
I mean, Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A book I started one night and then didn't sleep the entire night because I had to read it all. Ruined a whole day of my job because I had to go to work completely like exhausted because I started it and could not stop. I literally finished Red, White, and Royal Blue in a sitting.
I love that.
It's such a good book.
Oh, Tate is still watching this.
Hi, Tate. Thanks for watching, bud. The horniest episode we've ever had, which is saying something.
I invited my brother to watch this and then realized later
that it was.
I texted him. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be horny. Maybe not."
Okay. So, any other wild? I know there's more wild gifts or like I can't. What is this?
I want to talk about the diamond earrings at the end of Say Anything from. Oh, sorry, not Say Anything. From Some Kind of Wonderful from 1987 with Mary Stuart Masterson, one of my faves. So this kid, he doesn't have a lot of money. He's saved up his money to go to college, but he falls in love with the rich girl played by Leah Thompson. And he spends his tuition on some diamond earrings to impress her. She rejects him. And then he gives them to his best friend who was secretly in love with him all along. And I'm like, okay, so this girl is giving you your diamond earrings back. Why don't you return them and go to college? But instead he gives them to his friend. Yeah.
You could pay for college for what it would cost to get diamond earrings?
In 1987, apparently. Yeah. So he gives his friends the earrings, and he's like, my future looks great on you. Like, he refers to these earrings as my future, and he's like, you look great wearing my future.
I also
and
turned him down. That's creepy.
Yeah. I just remember being so angry at the end of that movie. Like, how could you buy those earrings for this? Like, how could you buy those? Like, you could have bought her something else, and she didn't want you. But for her to return them, and then he doesn't take them back to the store immediately, infuriating.
He might not be smart enough for college.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's kind of proved it. It's like, I went to the market and brought back these magic beans. It was like a magic bean moment.
Except they are not magic.
Yeah, so that was.
Oh, this episode. Karen in the chat is saying that Tom Selleck gives up his mustache for Kevin Kline in In-N-Out, which did happen.
True.
Also, that kiss
just like the
In-N-Out
dictator in Beautician and the Beast.
Yeah, you just got to get people to shave. Who asks someone to shave? Keep that beard. Tom Selleck's mustache? Keep it. It gets itchy. If it grows that fast, that's some itchy shit. Keep it.
I mean, I feel like Tom Selleck at this point, like, probably remember when like J-Lo's legs were insured? I think that at some point, like, if he had like hit that right spot, like, he could have insured that mustache for like $1 million. Not just because the mustache was important, but for the publicity about insuring the mustache.
Yeah.
I have my mustache insured.
Yeah. I mean, they had to remember the mustache fiasco with the Justice League movie and Superman.
Oh, yes.
Because of
Oh, wait. No, I thought you were talking about so yes to the Superman
Henry
one, but also didn't Chris Evans grow out a beard and then he had to come back and shoot the shawarma scene?
Oh, yeah. But that's different. I was talking about Henry Cavill having to deal with his mustache for, I can't even remember what movie it was he needed to have a mustache in, and then they like
It was for the one with Armie Hammer, right?
Oh yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, Man from Uncle.
That was a good movie, and I'm sad it didn't do better. Man from Uncle. Henry Cavill is a
Armie
treasure.
Hammer a cannibal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we don't know for sure if he's a cannibal or if he just said cannibal shit to people.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, fine as long as they've consented, but apparently they didn't, and that's where it gets icky.
I feel like, yeah.
Like, we do not kink shame on the pop culture co-op, but we do think consent is the most important thing. Oh, Armie Hammer. It's a bummer. He was cute. But not as cute as Henry Cavill, so we're fine, because he's in The Witcher. Which is the weirdest
Henry Cavill
show.
Why didn't that inspire lots of men to get long white hair?
I don't know, but I mean,
why didn't that
I feel
start
like
a trend like the Rachel?
Like a lot of people during quarantine did bleach their hair white.
Not enough.
All right. Anybody else have a unprecedented, like a wild, unpractical romantic gesture?
I have mine.
Okay, let's hear them, Kaitlyn.
My number 3 was Chidi erasing his memory in The Good Place.
Yes.
Just
wild.
Very wild. My number 2 is, has anybody seen the Ramona and Beezus movie that came out a while ago?
No. I read the books.
Okay. Well, the movie is incredible. I do a Win a Date with Tad Hamilton, Ramona and Beezus double feature. I've done that more than once.
Oh my God. Amazing.
Because they both have Jennifer Goodwin and Josh Duhamel. But
wow.
But in Ramona and Beezus, Ramona like is being Ramona and like dumps paint all over his Jeep, Josh Duhamel's, and he's like trying to win Jennifer Goodwin's heart. She's playing Aunt Beatrice. He's Uncle Hobart, and it's like they can't afford to like pay for his car, and he's like, you know what, I love it like this, and just like totally like lets Ramona off the hook, and it's incredibly sweet.
Oh.
And my number 1 was A Knight's Tale, when he loses for Jocelyn, when he like gets his ass kicked.
Oh yeah, and he gets like,
she's like, don't win for me, if you really love me, lose. And then he loses.
Oh, I put the Outlander in No John instead of A Knight's Tale. We love when we mess up good. The Knight's the Outlander gif. Also, we learned that you can put gifs on here pretty easily, so that's fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Forget.
Karen just finished Justice League a few minutes ago. It's not good. DC really didn't figure it out. Okay. It's time. I want to thank everybody for coming on for our Valentine. Thanks all for being my Valentines today and joining me on Let's Talk Pop. Thank you, LaRita and Kaitlyn and Tiana. Thanks to all of you in the chat. If you don't already, please follow us on all the socials at Pop Culture Co-op on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. We have every episode of shows up, usually up until about a week before, up on the YouTube. We also have the Twitch. Please follow. All of our stuff is live for 2 weeks on the Twitch. Follow us here. You can also subscribe and send bits and PayPal or whatever if you're really into this. And Tiana's about to sneeze. Nope. Ham has a show on Wednesday at noon, her first episode of Wine and Dynasty, which I'm super excited about. So if you are around, please watch Wine and Dynasty, or watch it after the fact. That's totally fine, but I'm excited. I've been waiting for a while for that show to come on. And there's just a bunch of fun things all the time. We have programming almost every night of the week. So thanks for joining us, and have an awesome rest of your day. Bye now.